What is up, fellas? Hope y'all doing well today, because your boy French Fry Warrior is here to go over the Records of Ragnarok chapter 84. Y'all know the drill already with the spoilers, and remember to please subscribe to provide me with the energy needed to defeat the demonic forces on our earth.
Are they mad? Darn those idiots! Don't they care about their own world?
Quick recap: last time on Records of Ragnarok, Apollo decides to go all out and summon a goddess statue called Moonlight of Artemis. The goddess begins to weave some threads together and conjures up a large bow that was used to slay the giants. Apollo materializes a light and creates an arrow where he deems this his supreme technique. Leo calls his bluff, but Brunhilde warns that this arrow is no joke and he shouldn't tank it. However, her pleas fall on deaf ears and Leo is shot on his right side, leaving a hole in him and an audience member and the wall. Our god buddies comment how terrifying such a technique can be that would instantly kill a human before they could even register the pain. We cut back to Leo still standing, but feeling the blow from that attack. Apollo remarks at how sturdy Leo is, and he begins to fire a barrage of arrows, which Leo was able to deflect some of them, but most pierced right through him. Apollo commends Leo for lasting so long and shoots an arrow towards his head to not have him suffer any longer. Leo surprisingly reflects the arrow right back at Apollo, injuring his arm used to draw arrows, leaving both him and Apollo at their limits. Leo gets angry at Apollo for saying such sentimental stuff and reminds Apollo who he's dealing with. Apollo himself laughs and agrees in a vulgar way, but still recognizes Leo's beauty, causing even Leo to acknowledge that Apollo is finally becoming a man. Apollo asks why Leo is willing to fight. Leo explains that he simply follows whatever his soul wants to do, living for himself and choosing his own path, making this the goal of Sparta. The Spartans, Garul, and Leo all get together for one last attack, changing Leo's shield into the shield of truth. Sensing his motivation and pressure, Apollo was grateful that he got to burn his soul with someone like Leo and forms a giant rope behind him. With this rope, Apollo plans to launch himself and become a silver arrow, the strongest arrow of the heavens and humanity's strongest shield, set up for their final clash. The audience is restless to see the outcome, and both fighters begin to rush towards each other until it's revealed that Apollo's arrow overcame Leo's shield and landed a fatal blow. Leo tries to get one last punch, but sadly it wasn't enough to face Apollo. As Leo's soul began to shatter, the Spartan claimed that Leo was the greatest Spartan ever, and this brings Leo some relief. Before completely fading though, Apollo hugs and comforts both Leo and Garul and says that they were the peak of beauty in the most willful way, leaving Apollo as the victor. How will the gods and humans react to the outcome? And will we now get to see who the next fighters are for round 10? Going in chapter 84, we open with the gods once again trash talking the humans after witnessing Apollo, the sun god, claim his victory. He still seems to have some energy, but Hermes lets us know that in reality, Apollo is greatly injured and can barely even stand. However, Apollo will always shine no matter what, and to top it all off, Apollo even agrees to keep his battle scar to resemble proof that he fought with all his soul. With that, Apollo exits and we turn back to the Spartan audience, where they still stand strong and tall, admiring Leonidas and still claiming that Sparta is the strongest. Sasuke and Kondo praise Leonidas for fighting Apollo and never backing down and fighting to his fullest. Although Okita feels jealousy that Leo was able to go all out like that, and Kondo also agrees. In the background, it seems Okita may have died from some sickness and Kondo was captured and decapitated. Meanwhile, Ger is distraught at Geralt's death, but she quickly rises up and takes note that humanity is 2 losses away from being destroyed. Brunhilde gets extremely stressed at the thought of losing again and is unable to pick the next representative. While going over the rest of the remaining fighter, Okita comes in and announces that he's up next and won't lose to anyone. Brunhilde accepts this plan, stating he is the strongest human slayer ever. Okita thanks Brunhilde and gets psyched to fight. We then turn to the gods having a meeting together, with Beelzebub and Apollo absent. Loki questions Shiva's health status. However, Shiva states that his wounds are healed and wonders who Loki will fight against. Loki notices everyone's energy is tense, and Zeus announces that they should decide who the next 2 god fighters should be in order to end Ragnarok as soon as possible. Finally, a new god is revealed to want to go next, and it's Anubis. Anubis is shown to have a playful dog-like nature and expresses his frustration of waiting to go for so long that he is about to burst. Zeus acknowledges that Anubis was originally set to go for round 10. Everyone agrees to these terms when suddenly a new god appears, and it's none other than Susanoo, being the last god on the roster to be revealed. Susanoo boldly claims that he will be going next to fight. Ares comments on Susanoo's pressure, and Anubis disagrees by stating he will go next. After some comedic back and forth and blatant disrespect from Susanoo, Anubis caves in and lets Susanoo go next. Shiva comments that he knows how it feels to have your turn taken. Zeus asks how come Susanoo wants to go so bad, and it's because he knows that Okita is the strongest human slayer and is up next thanks to Hermes listening in on Brunhilde's decision. Knowing of Okita's title, Susanoo figured it's only natural that the heaven's strongest god slayer should fight him using his kendo. So, this was a pretty cool chapter, honestly. Still a little salty that Leo and Geralt lost, but what can you do? When Hermes commented that Apollo could barely stand, it made me realize that Apollo really only ever got hit about 5 times, and he's that winded. Really made me think that Leo was putting some strength into them hits. He really is a hard hitter. It's honorable to see Apollo respect Leo by keeping that battle scar. Leo's comrades still believe that Sparta is the strongest was touching to see as well. For some reason, seeing Gaul say 2 more losses and it's over really resonated with me, because we have 9 matches that occurred already and don't have many more to go. As someone who's been reading since round 4, it's cool to see all the other fights that happened later on, and we finally get to see my boy Okita coming into the fight as well. I've been definitely waiting for years to see my boy fight ever since we first saw him after round 4. I'm definitely rooting for him. I'm pretty excited to see what he could do as well. Team Okita. It was also cool to see all the gods interact with each other. Shiva is back in action, and I think our man Zeus is sweating because he wants to end Ragnarok ASAP. Anubis' character design is totally not what I expected. I was honestly looking forward to like a Beerus or a Konomura face. Like, his design isn't bad, it's just not what I expected. Same with the personality. Susanoo though got that fire design, like easily one of my favorite designs. He looks like a better Bisha Mountain whatever guy, and I'm excited to see what he's also capable of. I really thought Okita was gonna fight Loki, and I really wanted to see that more, but maybe it's for the best that Okita fights Susanoo. Strongest human slayer versus strongest god slayer is a sick ass fighting title. Anyway, my money is on Okita. Comment down below who you're rooting for too. And that's all I have for this chapter. Shoot your boy a like and subscribe to show you mess with this content. Thank you for your time. Hope y'all have a great day. I'll catch y'all later.